There's a whole new definition to being made in the image of God. To have access to what God has access to. Come on now.
For it.
Come on now.
Sure.
Right there, guys, understanding who God is, and we created in the image and in the likeness of God. Now, the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, the Bible says, God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. God didn't get to seek permission from the host of heaven to create you and I in his image. It was a premeditated decision that he made, and then he told them, let us make man in our own image and after his likeness. He went ahead to create man. In verse 27 and 28, the Bible tells us that God created man in his image, and he told man to have dominion over the fishes of the sea, the fowls of the air, the cattle of the field. And when God had created man and woman, he said, go and multiply and replenish the earth, have dominion and subdue it. And this gives me a wild understanding to think and understand who God is. Like he said, understand who God is. Now, sometimes we can begin to experience certain things that we are not comfortable with. The fact that the enemy can operate in certain ways, we begin to question God's love for us, his faithfulness and his grace. We begin to question his righteousness in our lives. That when we forget who God is, so we must have a deep understanding of God's nature, of whom we have been created in. We have received a great amount of power and authority because of Jesus in our lives. And we must begin to have understanding of this, who God is in our lives. That we do not get to question the love of God for us. We do not get to question his faithfulness. We do not get to question his grace and his mercy upon our lives because of the things that the enemy does. And so we must have a settled mind to know that God deeply loves man. Now the Bible tells us in Psalm chapter 8 verse 4, King David, who was a man after God's own heart, it got to a point whereby he could not fathom the kind of love that God has for man. And he said, who is man that you are mindful of him? And the Son of Man that you visited him, that you gave him dominion over your creation, the fishes of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle of the field. Also, this is buttressed in Hebrews chapter 2 verse 6, where it said,